The first place for me was Hunts Point Community, The Point. The event was called Breakbeat, and the place was Hunts Point Community Center. That one was the first place that I really saw everything as a whole. Like I saw MCs and, you know, B-boys and all this craziness happen. Another place I can mention definitely would be like the Manhattan Center, like when Rocksteady started throwing their anniversaries and things like that. Chelsea Pier was big when we used to do the Rocksteady concerts. Philly, you had The Gathering, which is one of the illest places. This place called the Rotunda, which is a church hall. The Gathering still goes on today. That's probably one of the longest running meeting points for hip hop in Philly. And that's dope. That's once a month, every third Thursday of the month. First person to really take interest in me was Crazy Legs. And then some of my local friends, just in Jersey, you know. There was a group called Rock with Finesse that I started like really learning my stuff from, you know, and then later meeting Legs, then he kind of took me under his wing. But that was the beginning for me, I think, yeah. What we tend to forget is that, yes, I'm Ynot the B-boy. You know, some people know me as a writer, some people know me as whatever, but I'm also a person. And that's what we forget about all the time. Because really all this would not happen if we don't recognize that we're people. And then even beyond that is that this is for people. You know, it's really all about inspiring someone to do something with their life. Every place I went, I realized, and to this day, it still shocks me, man. I can go to places that I don't think there's even people, and there's people there, and they're breaking. When I went to Uganda, that trip blew my mind. People breaking in Africa, that blew my head, man. I was like, this is insane. In the most uncomfortable situation in life that they're in right now, too. And it's like, realizing the importance it was for them at that time was crazy to me, because it was like they just wanted something to look forward to in their day. They never had that feeling because they were waking up to war-torn situations. They were looking around like, you know, seeing disease and hunger, and it's like, ah. And then something like hip hop kind of shows up and gives them this energy. And that's when I started realizing, I started flipping things in my mind, because in the beginning it was like, I just want to be the illest. Now I'm at a point where it's like, you could be the illest. You know, years ago I wanted to be hip hop police for a while, and then I realized that's not, you know, because that's stressful for me. As a, you know, me personally, I was like, this is not what I want. This is not what I want to be doing. You know, it's like, it's gonna kill me inside just to try and be this authority for what? You know, I can't say that someone should or shouldn't be doing it, because even in the beginning, if they're awkward, they might come out to be some of the best, you know, some of the most inspirational, because they have that different way of thinking. And that's the problem, is we always try to measure our own success. Like we measure the success of hip hop, we measure the success of everybody's personal artist life, but you can't measure it through how many people are gonna like your stuff. You can't. It's just like, you gotta let that go. So it's just like, if they like it, cool. You know, if they don't, cool. So it's all learning experience. I just think people need to be more comfortable with what they have and what they're doing. You know, and once we all get to that point, then all the little fucking things that hold us back, because we hold each other back mostly by arguing all the time about shit, let that go, and that's it, move forward. I would just say, really focus on that music. If there's one thing that I don't want to see ever fade out, it's the feeling of the music through your body, and that's the point of you being a dancer, you know. This dance is very technical, but it's also very funky, and it has a soul to it, and you can't lose that. So I say just consistently listen to that music and try to build from the music first, not the move first, the music. You know, you freed yourself in the whole process, you know, it's dope.
Hip Hop My Thought is a video magazine by bcipher.com, bridging the international b-boy and b-girl community and sharing the stories that matter to our culture. Sign up for your free account by clicking the button below and come join the cipher today.